Hi, in this video we're gonna learn how to create a shortcut that would help us to wrap this code inside two div tags. So very often when you're developing your front end page and you work with HTML, you want to put a few lines of code inside two div tags. And what you usually do, you create those div tags and you break them apart and you grab this code and you place them inside. Would be nice if we could just, let me undo it really quick, if we can just have a shortcut that would do it for us. To create a custom shortcut, we're gonna go to File, Preferences, Keyboard Shortcuts. And here in the right top corner, we're gonna click on this icon, Open Keyboard Shortcuts. If this is your first time you're creating a shortcut, you won't have this code in here. I have a video when we're creating this shortcut for console.log snippet, and so to demonstrate, I'll just go back and let me remove this. And if I press Ctrl-Shift-L, I have a console log here. And also, if let's say variable here, I can highlight it and press Ctrl-Shift-L, and it's gonna put console.log on the screen and put that variable inside the parentheses. So we're gonna do similar thing for our code, but instead of console.log, it's gonna be two div tags. So let's do it. I'm gonna go back here, and so I have an array of shortcuts. So this is the beginning and this is the end of the array, and inside we have these objects representing our shortcuts. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a comma here, I'm gonna make some space, and I'm gonna copy this code and I'm gonna paste it here. And now we're gonna modify it. So I'll remove this comma since we don't have anything after that. And I'm gonna use a shortcut Ctrl-Shift-D. There's actually a predefined shortcut. If I press Ctrl-Shift-D, I have this window open, but I never use this. So I'm gonna actually just use this Ctrl-Shift-D shortcut for something that I want. So I'm gonna remove this L and I'm gonna put D. I'm gonna use these two lines the same, and here I'm gonna change it. Instead of console log, I'm gonna put an opening div tag, and at the end also, I don't need this semicolon parenthesis, I'm gonna place a closing div tag. All right, and one more thing, we're going to remove that. This is where the cursor is going to be placed after this piece of code is displayed on the screen. So I'm going to cut it out of here and put it at the end. So we're going to do something else with it, but before we do it, let's try it out and see what happens. So I'm going to save it. I'm going to press Ctrl-S, and I'm going to go back to my code and try. So I'm gonna highlight it and I'm gonna press Ctrl-Shift-D. So as you can see, we have div tag here and div tag here, but I actually want this code to be inside those div tags. So I want this div tag to be on a different line, and this one as well to be below this code. So to do that, after this div tag, I'm gonna type \n, and also before this closing div tag, I'm gonna do the same thing, \n. So Ctrl-S to save it, go back, let me undo it. I'm gonna press Ctrl-Z to undo it, and let's try it again. I'm gonna highlight it and I'm gonna press Ctrl-Shift-D. Now I can see that I didn't remove this parenthesis. Let's fix it really quick. So it's right here. Let's remove that. Control S to save. Let's go back. Let me undo it. And let's try it again. Control Shift D. And now when I save it, Control S, Visual Studio Code is gonna format it for me. And if you don't have this option turned on your computer in your VS Code, I have a video explaining how to do it. And this is how you create a shortcut to wrap your HTML code within two div tags. Thank you for watching.